What's going on, YouTube? What's going on? I don't think y'all can hear me. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna check the audio from my iPad because I'm not sure if y'all can hear me. It's not giving me any signal on my.
Give me any signal.
Okay. So you all, I'm gonna double check. Drop a message in the chat. Okay, I see. Okay. My sister said she can hear me. Good stuff. Awesome. Y'all bear with me 1 second. I'm gonna go live on IG. Have everyone drop any questions. Hey, sister, questions or comments you have about scholarships in the chat. I'll be right back, you all. Feel free to drop any questions or comments. I'm going to go live on IG, and then we'll jump into the conversation today. Today, we're talking about how scholarships are a competition. So y'all bear with me 1 second. I hope you all had a fantastic week this week. IG, I'm coming to you. I should be live right now. What's going on, IG? Let me drop the topic for. Oh, thank you. I put this scarf on my head. Yo, I got to give y'all some insight into what's going on with quarantine in my head. Y'all give me 1 second. Scholarships are a competition. Before I do all that, let me open up with a word of prayer too. So we're live on IG. That's the topic for the day. Scholarships are a competition. Good stuff. Y'all roll on in IG. Let's get to praying, and then we'll get into the conversation for the day. So, God, thank you for today. Thank you for another opportunity to open our eyes, to walk in your grace and mercy, to fulfill our purpose and be obedient. We ask for favor and increased faith, not only in this season, but the season to come, because you're preparing us to do great work. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Awesome. Good stuff. So the conversation for IG, I told y'all last week, I dropped my phone a couple weeks ago and my camera cracked. I got to go get it checked and get it repaired. But in the meantime, we're working through it. So the topic is scholarships are a competition. For IG, anyone joining, please remember that you can drop any questions you have about scholarships in the chat. I'm here to help you all. Hey, Miss Harold, my sister said, oh, yes, today's topic. Amen. Good stuff. So I want to let you all know I've had a lot of conversation with a lot of parents recently about how they can prepare for the fall 2020 semester. Most students have received their college tuition bill, or they will be receiving it soon, and it's due in August or September. What does that mean? Sometimes colleges will send you your e-bill, your electronic bill, which means it's going to come to your email or will be in the system where you process your payment to pay for school for that semester. Y'all forgive me. I'm trying to make sure y'all can see me. Some light on me. What happens is you have to submit your payment through the electronic system for most universities. Every university is different, but most universities require you to submit your payment before the start of classes. Now, fall semesters are probably going to start around late August after Labor Day in some states or some universities. But please know, these e-bills are a good 5 figures. So it's probably tens of thousands of dollars you're going to have to pay for the fall 2020 semester. Most students don't have that out of pocket. So how do you come up, if you're in this situation, how do you come up with 10, 15, 20, 30, if you're going to out of state, $50,000 cash money in 30 days? Is it possible to do that? Yes, it's possible. I'm not going to negate it. It is possible, but your back is up against the wall. And what most students fail to realize is even if you decide to apply for scholarships, even if you decide to give me a call 30 days before the deadline, it's no guarantee that you'll win it. And sometimes it takes months to hear back from a scholarship. You may submit the scholarship today, July 5th. You may not get word on whether or not you're a recipient or a winner until September 5th. And then it may take another month for them to process the payment. So you're up against the deadline. That's why preparation is so important. So today we're going to talk about the scholarship process from a holistic perspective, or we're going to pull back the lens and look at it from 9th to 12th grade and throughout your college journey. I really want to dig into that today and give people a game plan for each year you're in school. This is not my first time doing it on the channel, but I want to give you an updated version in the midst of COVID, in the midst of the COVID-19 crisis, because a lot of people are going to miss how to prepare adequately this semester. Now, I am very aware that this school year will be extremely different from every school year we've been through before. Most students they'll have the option to take online classes or be in person. And some students in some universities will not return to campus after the Thanksgiving break. I'm well aware it's totally different, but the scholarship process hasn't changed. It remains the same. So what does that mean? You can still win scholarships whether you're in person or not. You can still apply for scholarships every day of the year. Scholarships are open throughout the entire year. And most scholarships, this is the perfect opportunity to apply for scholarships because guess what? Now they're offering more funding. Outside organizations realize that parents need help to pay for college, students need help to pay for college. So a lot of organizations have boosted up the amount of their scholarship awards if they have the capital to do so, considering COVID. At any point in time, if you can't hear me on YouTube, let me know you all. I have no sign of audio on YouTube, and neither do I on Instagram. So if y'all can't hear me, let me know. So what would you do? Let's go back. Okay, my sister said she can hear me. Awesome. Let me know, how do you think you should prepare for, what's up, everybody rolling in on IG? How do you think you should prepare for this fall 2020 semester? That's an open question. I want anyone to drop a question, comment. How are you preparing for this fall 2020 semester? Is your school going back in person? Good stuff. Thank you for letting me know you can hear me. The professional concierge. Is your school going back in person? Are they going online? How are you preparing for the fall 2020 semester? Y'all drop a question, comment, thought, whatever is going through your mind. While I'm waiting for that to come through, this is my suggestion for you on how to prepare for the fall 2020 semester. First of all, as a person, as a human being, give yourself grace. Like, don't go into this thinking, oh, I got it all. I'm just going to come in here and rock it out. Like, there's not going to be any trouble in paradise. I got it taken care of this semester. If I came out of last semester with a 4.0, I'm going into this semester with a 4.0. I'm going in it with the mindset that I'm going to get a 4.0. That's perfect. Have the mindset, be prepared mentally to succeed, but also give yourself room to fail. Give yourself grace. Don't expect to be perfect, because this semester will be one of the most challenging semesters above all else. Not just in the classroom, because teaching styles will be different. Teachers are preparing to teach differently for the first time as well. But all the other challenges that will come along the way. Dining halls will be different. You'll have to wear a mask around campus, hopefully. I hope universities adopt that policy. You will have to be very precautious and take the precautions necessary. Some apartments may function differently if you're living off campus. A lot of things will be different. So while you're juggling and finding the balance in all of these new normalities, take the time to give yourself grace. And if you have a bad day, if you test poorly, if you forget an assignment, what have you, don't beat yourself up about it. Bounce back from it and just move forward. Okay, that's my biggest thing. Ms. Harrell said it's a mixture of online and in person so far. Some schools have retracted and will be online only. I think that's perfect that schools are going online. So let's go back. Perfect. I wanted to get a scenario to pull from and organize my thoughts around. Ms. Harrell, one of my clients, she said on YouTube that schools are going a mixture of online and in person, but some schools will be retracted. They retracted and they're going online only. So how do you prepare to win scholarships? Keeping in mind that scholarships are a competition from 9th to 12th grade and even throughout your college journey in the midst of the COVID-19 crisis. There are, give me 1 second. There are 4 key areas I want to touch on today. Your submission rate, and I'm going to drop this on both channels, both platforms. Once again, your scholarship submission rate, that's the first key area I want to touch on. Number 2, the quality of your essays. Three, the quality of the scholarships you apply for. And number 4, your community service. Okay. Let me type that on IG, YouTube. I just gave you all the game plan, how we're going to look at how you can prepare to win scholarships to go to college and graduate debt-free from 9th until 12th grade, including your undergraduate college career. So the first topic we'll cover is your scholarship submission rate. How many scholarships are you submitting per week? The second thing we'll cover will be the quality of your essay. That's the heart of a scholarship application. If you don't have a great scholarship essay, your chances of winning that scholarship are a whole lot lower. Keep in mind, every scholarship doesn't require an essay. It doesn't. But for those that don't, you want to make sure every other part of your application is perfect. And a lot of students try to get by the quick way with doing the sweepstakes scholarships and the no essay scholarships you find on Niche and all these different websites. I'm telling you all, that is not the best way to apply for scholarships. It's not. The quality of your scholarships, the quality of the scholarships you apply for, that's the third thing we'll touch on today. And then last but not least, we'll touch on your community service. So before we jump into the game plan, let me give you an idea of what my process looked like. How did I prepare to win $200,000 in scholarships to graduate debt-free? A scholarship provider is not looking for the student who has a 4.0 GPA and that's all they have to say about themselves. A scholarship provider is not looking for the student who has a C average and they only volunteer on a weekend for 2 hours per weekend, and that's all they have to say about themselves. A scholarship provider is not looking for the student who has a 4.0 average and the president of all these organizations and has a whole list of accomplishments and awards, but they don't know the principles and importance of service. That's not what a scholarship provider is looking for. A scholarship provider is looking for someone who is dynamic inside the classroom. That doesn't mean you have to have straight A's. There are many clients that I work with who have a 2.0, less than the 2.0 average, and we're still winning scholarships. You don't have to have straight A's or 3.0 or 3.5 to win scholarships. Granted, it does help you. Every scholarship doesn't require an essay, and every scholarship doesn't ask about your GPA. So you have to find the ones that are best fit for you. Number two, I will say this too. Scholarship providers are looking for students who commit to doing well in the classroom. Commitment is simply doing what you said you would do long after the initial feelings you had in that moment have left. So let's put it in play. If you had a 4.0 from 9th grade up until 11th grade, and it's your senior year this year, and you're saying, hey, I'm going to commit and finish strong. I'm not going to get a B while I'm in high school. Perfect. You have a lot of things to talk about in your essay. But if you started off high school rocky, you finished your freshman year with a 1.9, you got a little bit better. Your sophomore year, you finished with a 2.1. Then all of a sudden you had a spike and you ended your your junior year with a 2.7. You're committed to finishing high school with a 3.2. That's still commitment both ways. That's what scholarship providers look for. Someone who's committed to constantly improving and becoming their best self, presenting their best self to the table each and every time. So they're looking for someone who's committed. Now, look at someone who's committed academically, because once again, they're giving you scholarships to go to college. So they're not giving you scholarships or not giving you money to go out and party. They're giving you money so you can further your education. But they're also looking for someone who is committed outside of the classroom. And that's where community service comes into play. That's where being a leader in organizations, starting your own club, showing that you have a passion for something and you're willing to sacrifice and put forth the effort necessary to do well, even if that includes a sport. Let's say you play basketball or you play soccer, you play volleyball, whatever. When you're writing these essays, you don't want to just say, I'm the, I'm the captain of a volleyball team and we finished with a 20-0 record this year. That doesn't tell them enough about you and how you were a pivotal player on the team. Bring them into your experience. Tell them, hey, I served as the captain of the volleyball team. My responsibilities were to make sure the team was ready for practice 5 minutes before. I led the team during the games by calling the plays, by translating what my coach was saying to the people who were on the volleyball court or the volleyball field, whatever. I tell them, communicate to them your leadership roles and responsibilities. So you have to dig into your experience so they can see you from a different perspective besides what's just on your resume. I'll put it this way. If you're going to write a winning scholarship essay, it should not just be a list of your resume or a list of your accomplishments. That's not what a winning scholarship essay looks like. A winning scholarship essay is rooted in honesty, transparency, and vulnerability. And the only way to get that is to have an experience that you were physically present for, mentally present for, and you can talk about the emotional impact it had on you. All right. So this is how you prepare to win scholarships. It's really a competition. So you should be preparing to graduate debt-free from 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, and even while you're in college. My sister said the more personal you make your story, the more the decision makers get to know about you and can make an informed decision. I 100% agree. All right. So in 9th grade, I know it's challenging for a lot of students. I know it's extremely uncomfortable for a lot of students because you're moving into the big dog league. whatever. So whatever that means, you might be fresh meat. You're not used to having to balance this new life in high school, whatever the case may be. Ninth grade can be a lot for a lot of students. And sometimes students get distracted by all of the things in front of them and around them in ninth grade. New friends, new environments, a little bit more freedom. You're getting ready to get your learner's permit. Every friend the friend group you may be in may be influencing you negatively. You might have your first boyfriend, a girlfriend, a significant other in ninth grade. There are a lot of factors that go into a student's ninth grade experience that aren't often communicate on paper. And so in ninth grade, what you want to do is expose yourself to college. So looking at COVID, I know everyone doesn't have the finances to go to a colleges in ninth grade. Everyone isn't connected to an after school program like I was, such as the Boys and Girls Club, that takes students on college tours. That's not everyone's experience. But while you have time in ninth grade to look at college and see how you can prepare adequately, go on different schools' website. Go check them out. Go see what they have to offer. Look at their programs compared to other programs. In ninth grade, my challenge to most students is this. Simply look at some different career options. See if you can get an externship or an internship or a shadowing opportunity with someone who works in your desired field to get a firsthand experience of it and see if it's a good fit for you. I'll say it again. If you want to be a nurse, go see if you can follow around an RN in your hometown and see what they do every day and see if it's something that's a good fit for you. Many of you who follow me on YouTube, you've heard me say it before. I thought I wanted to study physical therapy in school. I shadowed someone who was a physical therapist for a week. And by the second day, I knew that wasn't for me because I am not fit to go to the office every day and work with clients. Science was my least favorite subject in school. So I have no desire to work on math and science related activities every day. It just wasn't for me. It drained me. It didn't motivate me. It didn't push me forward. So ninth grade is all about exposure. Expose yourself to different colleges. Look at the cost of college. Get involved in different clubs and organizations and figure out what's a good fit for you. Start exploring career options. Challenge yourself outside the classroom. But in ninth grade GPA-wise, you want to commit to submitting at least 2 scholarship applications each week. Now, this is the biggest question. Are there scholarships available for ninth graders? Yes, there are. There are some on Unigo. There are some on FastWeb. There are different ones available. Yes, Autumn, exactly. And what you want to do in ninth grade is get in the habit of writing these essays, build your strength, pump your iron, do your reps so you get used to finding scholarships, applying for them, and submitting them. My sister said, are there any virtual tours that colleges are offering in lieu of not having the ability to have students come to the campus in person? I know it's not the same, but it's a start maybe. Yes, a lot of colleges are doing not on campus tours, virtual tours. A lot of colleges are doing virtual orientation. And so that's something you're going to have to research and look up. But you all always know y'all can contact me. The link to contact me is in my IG bio. I'll offer a free 10-minute conversation as many times as you want to do it. What's up, Taija? She said they are offering virtual tours as well. So yes, schools are offering virtual tours. So ninth grade is all about exposure. If you want a guide on how scholarships work, the scholarship basics, please go to Dough for Degrees website. I'll type it in both chats. It's doughfordegrees.com. And I have an ebook that I released in March titled How to Win a Scholarship. It's a 22-page ebook. I think it has 13 videos in it. And it's full of information about the basics of the scholarship process. So if you've never applied for a scholarship before and you don't have a game plan to apply for scholarships, that ebook is perfect. And it's priced at, if I remember correctly, $30. But it's full of content, full of information to help you go prepare to apply for scholarships. Ms. Harold said, what was the other site that you mentioned along with FastWeb? FastWeb, let me type those in the chat. FastWeb, Unigo. This is JLV Counseling. Let me type that on IG too. FastWeb, Unigo, JLV Counseling. These are great websites to take a look at if you're trying to win scholarships in ninth grade. So I'm saying ninth grade is all about the year of exposure. Ninth grade is all about the year of exposure. Now, we covered all 4 topics that I said I would cover for each year so far. Ninth grade scholarship submission rate, submit at least 2 scholarships per week. The quality of your essays, You're exposing yourself to these experiences. So you want to document your internships, your shadowing opportunities, your leadership things. Take a picture. When I say document, if you're going out and you are doing an activity, you're shadowing someone, go take a picture of the office. Take a picture of, ask someone to take a picture of you while you're working. Document the experience. Take a quick video if it's allowed. So you have something tangible, some type of media content to supplement your essays. All right. And you want to document all of this and put it together. The quality of your essay, yes, the quality of the scholarships you apply for. In ninth grade, you may not be finding a lot of scholarships that are as detailed and as a best fit for you as the ones you find during your senior year. I definitely understand that. I don't expect every ninth grader to win a lot of scholarships, but I do expect you to build the habits within yourself of applying for scholarships and doing the groundwork that's necessary to win them. All right. Now, 10th grade, after you've exposed yourself to everything. Oh, let me touch on this too. Community service for ninth graders. Community service. You should be doing at least 10 hours of community service per week while you're in ninth grade. 10 hours. What does that look like in the midst of COVID? 10 hours, get online and read a book to some elementary school kids. Go online and talk about how to prepare for ninth grade or how you are preparing for ninth grade and do a series on it. That's community service. You're helping educate other students on how they can prepare for this upcoming fall 2020 semester. Now, you can't get on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter and just complain about everything and document that as community service. That's not acceptable. Not at all. No, but get on there and talk about different strategies. Call it a ninth grade preparatory boot camp for post-COVID or in the midst of COVID, and put together a whole 20-minute series. You post it every day. Then you have a couple follow-up questions. You just put together a program and you put it out to the world. That's community service. Community service is so simple. You don't have to be around people. Trust me. I work from home every day. You don't have to be around people to do community service. Go out, and if you want to go out, if you want to be around people, make sure you put a mask on. If you have access to gloves, please be safe. Put on gloves too so you don't contract COVID. Go take your neighbor's trash out. Tend to your neighbor's yard. Stuff like that is all community service. But please be mindful of how much you expose yourself to people in the midst of this pandemic. All right, so that's ninth grade. 10th grade, if you've done the exposure part in ninth grade, 10th grade is all about solidifying your plan. Once again, 10th grade is all about solidifying your plan. Now you're moving into, because after 10th grade, here comes 11th grade. Now, I've heard that students can take the SAT and the ACT in 11th grade. They can take the real thing. When I was in high school, this was like 2013, 2014, we were taking the PSAT in 10th grade and 11th grade, if I remember correctly. And the PSAT, I don't even think they had a pre-ACT, whatever. We weren't taking the real thing in 11th grade in 10th grade. So 10th grade is all about solidifying your plan. You've exposed yourself to everything you said you wanted to do while you were in ninth grade. 10th grade, knock some things out and start narrowing it down. Start looking at your finances with a fine eye. Start looking at them with a fine-tooth comb. How much money do you have saved to go to college? How much money does your parents have saved? Do they have a 529 plan? Are they investing in stocks to help pay for your education? What is the financial plan for you to go to college? Where's the money? Because trust me, when your junior year starts, those things will start looking a little bit, they'll become bigger. You're approaching it. So like they say in the side view mirror, things are closer than they appear. Yes. Once 11th grade hits, it's around the corner. You don't have time to try to figure it out. That's why 10th grade is all about solidifying your game plan. If your parents don't have $1,000 saved for you to go to college by the beginning of your 10th grade year, and there's no guarantee that they'll have $1,000 saved by the time you're halfway through your 10th grade year, you want to make sure you have a few things in play so you can win these scholarships. One, you've done consistent community service and you've documented. Two, you have at least a 3.0 GPA. And number three, you have improved your writing skills so you can write a quality scholarship essay, and you've built the habits of submitting at least 2 scholarships per week. You are still submitting scholarships while you're in 10th grade, at least 2 scholarships per week. You are still trying to build your student profile and your student portfolio while you're in 10th grade. None of that has changed. It has remained the same. Let me give you an example of what my 10th grade year looked like. My sister said, especially look out for your elderly neighbors. Yes, y'all, please look out for your elderly neighbors. They need help right now, but you don't have to hug them and touch them right now. Just look out for them. My 10th grade year, I played ball my 10th grade year. My GPA did slip. I got a C in driver's ed. The only class I got a C in high school. Don't ask me why. I don't remember exactly. What else? What else happened in 10th grade? 10th grade, by the end of my sophomore year, both of my parents were extremely ill. And so my household finances changed drastically by the end of my sophomore year. What I thought would have been my game plan moving into my junior year, my parents were going to be able to put up some money to help me pay for college, was no longer my game plan because our household finances decreased drastically. And so, but that's why I say give yourself the 11th grade year to activate your plan and put it into full motion. 10th grade year, if you haven't sat down with your parents and your family and looked at exactly which colleges you're most likely to go to, what you're most likely to study, and how many scholarships you need to apply to pay for it, or how much money you need to raise on GoFundMe, or what kind of job you're going to have, what kind of income you're going to bring in as a student to help pay for it, you're behind the creek. You're up the creek without a paddle. You're behind the 8 ball. You're going to have to figure this out now. So 10th grade is all about solidifying your game plan. Continue to submit at least 2 scholarships per week. Continue to do community service at least 10 hours per week. Also, keep your grades up, 3.0 GPA or higher, and improve your writing. Challenge yourself to write these 1,000-word essays. Most students want to get away and say, oh, it's 250 words. That's cool. That's all I want to do. I don't feel like writing these essays. I'll be honest with you. During my senior year of high school, I was averaging $1,500 an hour at the age of 18 writing scholarship essays. $1,500 an hour. I don't know any part-time job or full-time job that's going to pay you $1,500 an hour to write an essay to talk about yourself. Once again, $1,500 per hour just applying for scholarships. So it behooves you to improve your writing skills while you're in 10th grade. All right. And here's a site. I might have to put up a video. I haven't put up a video in a while. Y'all, I've been fighting through some things, working through some things. But Purdue OWL, they have some grammar exercises that are perfect to help you improve your writing. Purdue OWL. I used them a lot while I was in school. Purdue OWL. They have grammar exercises, punctuation exercises, all of those things. I'm going to type it in the chat. Ms. Harold said, any suggestions on sites or classes improving writing skills? Yes, Purdue OWL. Purdue OWL. Okay. Let me type that. Grammar exercises and punctuation. They have a whole site. I'm going to have to make a video and show y'all how to do that. My fault. I think it's thundering outside, y'all. It caught me off guard for a second. Purdue OWL. Definitely check it out. My sister said, pro tip, take a creative writing class if you can. You'll be surprised at how much your writing will improve. Yes, 100%. Y'all, we're going to go over time today because I want to make sure I get this game plan out. Thank you. I was typing as you mentioned. Okay, good stuff. Good stuff. All right, now let's look at your junior year. So your junior year, keep in mind, if you've done this consistently throughout 2 years, 10 hours of community service, apply for 2 scholarships per week, you're active in student organizations, you found your interests, you're narrowing down which colleges are best for you, you have taken the time to look at how much college is going to cost you, and you've had a conversation with your parents to see how much money they have to put up to help you go to college. If you've done all that in the first 2 years, you have a natural desire within you. You have the natural skill set to apply for scholarships. You've done the work of finding them, applying for them, and submitting them, and building your portfolio, your resume, so that you are a great scholarship candidate. And the icing on the cake is that you've been working on your writing skills. So those simple mistakes, grammatical errors that a lot of students have, where they say they'll use contractions in scholarship essays. Here's a pro tip. Don't use contractions in scholarship essays. Don't say I apostrophe VE instead of I have. The reason why is a scholarship essay is a more formal piece of writing, and contractions also often come off as informal. Don't use contractions in scholarship essays. If you've been in the habit of doing these things by 10th grade, 11th grade is all about just putting your foot to the ground and getting to work. This is where the rubber meets the road. This is where you really are doing the things required to ensure that you are winning more than enough scholarships throughout your senior year. Okay, you also, 9th grade, I'm going to go back and recap, was about exposure. 9th grade was about exposure. Exposing yourself to your job interests, potential career interests, which college you want to go to. That's what 9th grade was all about. 10th grade was all about solidifying your game plan. 10th grade was about solidifying your game plan. I can't spell. 11th grade is all about activating your game plan. Yes, thank you, sister. I'm on IG. I got it on IG. If you can get it on YouTube, that'd be perfect. Activating your game plan. Now, that ebook I mentioned on my website titled How to Win a Scholarship, Your Game Plan, that ebook has a game plan within it. On page 16 of that ebook, there's a game plan to help you apply for these scholarships. Step by step. How many scholarships are you submitting per week? How many scholarships are you finding per day? All of that is within that ebook. It's the same game plan I used while I was in college and in high school. All right. So 11th grade, you're activating your game plan. Now, this is the perfect thing to do in 11th grade. Please, if you don't do this in 11th grade, you're missing out on it. I promise you, you're missing out. Most local scholarships, those available to students who are from a particular hometown or the surrounding areas. I tell y'all this often. I won more than $100,000 in scholarships as a high school senior in George Washington High School in Danville, Virginia in 2015. I won more than $100,000 in scholarships. I applied for more than 30 scholarships and won 14 of them, totaling more than $100,000. 75% of the scholarships that I won before I graduated from high school were local scholarships. That means they were awarded to students who lived in Danville and or the surrounding areas. During your 11th grade year, if you have not talked with a senior who was preparing to go to college, you need to have some conversations because that's where you will be next. So during 11th grade, you want to take the time to connect with the senior and ask them, hey, what are you doing to prepare for college? How are you paying for college? Just have these conversations. You don't have to know this senior. You don't have to be this senior's friend, but what you do want to know is if they can help you see things from a different perspective, help you miss anything, any blind spots in your plan. Ask them which scholarships they're applying for. Have these conversations with these seniors because they are where you will be next year. And during your senior year, you definitely want to during your junior year, you want to build a relationship with your guidance counselor. Find out which guidance counselor has the scholarships. There is usually one guidance counselor, or it might be the college advisor in your high school who is responsible for putting out scholarships and helping these students figure out which college they're going to go to and how they're going to pay for it. Other guidance counselors may be responsible for making sure the students are registered for the classes and they're doing well in the classes. Their attendance rates are good, all those things. That may be another guidance counselor's responsibility. But there is one guidance counselor who's devoted to college prep, and it might be the college advisor at your school. It is your job during your junior year to build a relationship with that person. Now, what does building a relationship with a college advisor or the scholarship key person in your school look like? I'll tell you what I did. I used to go in the guidance office every day. My parents and my family raised me to talk to people even when you don't know them, because saying hello doesn't hurt anybody. That's how I was raised. Saying hello to people doesn't hurt anybody. Giving them a smile doesn't hurt anybody. Just be kind. Sometimes doing things that seem abnormal or uncomfortable open doors for you that no one can shut, because you show people you were different from the get-go. You show people you know how to respect them from the get-go, so you don't have to try to distinguish yourself at all. Adana said, she said she's applied for 43 scholarships and haven't won any. Adana, DM me. Let's talk. DM me today if you have time, and let's talk about it. It might be your essays. It might be the scholarships you're applying for. It could be a myriad of factors, but yeah, DM me and we'll coordinate a time to talk. All right, so here we go. Building a relationship with the guidance counselor, the person responsible for the scholarships. Yes, Malachi said, yes, keep applying, but also let's have a conversation to figure out what the issue is. And so you don't do the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Let's rectify something. Okay, so your junior year, you definitely want to take the time to build a relationship. So while you're building a relationship with your guidance counselor, the person responsible for scholarships, it simply looks like this. Hey, how are you? I was just wondering how you're helping seniors apply for scholarships or pay for college. That's the perfect question to ask. Let them know you're a junior at this respective high school and you will be in their shoes that next year. They say, oh, I put out a scholarship list every 2 weeks, or I talk with my seniors at least once a month. to see how they're doing on their scholarship process. You want to know what the guidance counselor, the person responsible for scholarships, is doing and get to know them, because what the perfect thing to do, and this is something I did, if they're putting out that scholarship list every 2 weeks, get your hands on that list during your junior year and see which ones you're most likely to apply for. And this is the perfect thing to do. If they're putting out that list, thank you, Lenita. I hope all is well. I owe you a text too. Sorry, my apologies. If they're putting out that list during that your junior year, you want to see what the essay prompts are asking you to write about. You want to see how much money these organizations are giving away. And then you want to see who's winning these scholarships, because trust me, most local scholarship providers put out in a newspaper, or they put out an article online, or the scholarship provider itself may make a Facebook announcement and say, hey, Sally Sue from Burdock Street, I'm coming off the cuff of my head, won the scholarship this year. She received $5,000 to attend North Carolina A&T University and major in mathematics. Hey, now you have the person's name. See if you can get in touch with Sally Sue and see what she wrote in her essay. That's not cheating. That's being wise, because you're using wisdom. The difference between knowledge and wisdom is knowledge is stuff that you can learn and apply, but wisdom is simply applied knowledge. Someone has done it in the past. They learn from their mistakes. They're 10 steps ahead of you. You want to be wise in your decision making. You don't have to start anew. You don't have to start afresh. You don't have to get the game plan yourself and try to figure it all out without asking anyone for help. So your junior year is all about finding out what other seniors are doing and building your own scholarship list. I've told this story before, but my mother, from my 9th grade year up until my senior year, she had a blue binder in my household. And yes, my sister said, don't recreate the wheel. Exactly. My mother had a blue binder in my household, and she used to clip out the scholarship winners in the newspaper and put them in the binder and tell me, hey, you might want to go look for that scholarship. What happened during my senior year was I went back to that binder and I had 20 local scholarships that she had found by clipping them out in the newspaper that I went back and applied for. All you're simply doing is building your scholarship list, the scholarships that you will knock out, because most times local scholarships are only available to seniors. Most local scholarships are only available to graduating seniors. Ms. Harrell said, I kept the scholarship spreadsheet I created for my 25-year-old. I went back to it and searched all of their social media sites and found most of their scholarships. Exactly. Perfect. So perfect. So perfect. I love it. Okay. So during your junior year, you're still doing 10 community service hours per week. But during your junior year, you're submitting 3 scholarships per week, because during your senior year, that's exactly what you'll be doing. So your junior year is all about mirroring the scholarship process of your senior year. It is more intense. And I'm going to have to create a separate video of this and be more detailed about it. It's more intense. This is where you may not be just writing 1 or 2 drafts of your scholarship essays, but you may be writing 2, 3, and 4, because you're getting in the habit of writing them. And the beautiful thing about this is if you do all this prep work during your junior year, by the time it's time to sit down and write your essays for your senior year, you already have the rough draft in your hand. It's just a matter of combing back through it and seeing what works and what doesn't, and plugging and playing where you need to. If you spend the time you need during your junior year, getting all your ducks in a row, your senior year will be easy. Why? It should be easy because you have so much going on. You're finalizing your college choice. You're taking your final versions of the essay. You're testing for the SAT and the ACT for the final time. You're preparing to transition to college. You have SOLs or whatever standard of learning tests y'all call them in the different states, wherever you go, the final test for that year. You're preparing for graduation. You're preparing for prom. You're preparing to leave your hometown sometimes for the first time. You're getting your driver's license. You're voting. All these different things that happen during your senior year of high school that can take your mind away from how much money you need to go to college. But during your senior year, this is something I did. This is why I emphasize the importance of GoFundMe campaigns so much. Is if you spent your 9th, 10th, and 11th grade year doing community service and being active in your community, by your senior year, if you launch a GoFundMe campaign, they will know who you are. And if you're raising money so people can contribute to help you go to college, they'll be more apt to help you because you have a track record of being selfless. So not only are you applying for scholarships during your junior and senior year, but now you're also raising money through a grassroots fundraising approach. If you're familiar with President Obama's 2008 campaign, presidential campaign, what he did was he used a grassroots approach. He went to the communities. He built relationships with the people who would vote for him. They helped fund his campaign, his election campaign. And that's what helped him get in office, because he had the support of the people around him. He had grassroots support. The same thing should be taking place during your scholarship process. Your senior year is simply a mirror image of your junior year. If you've done all the prep work your 9th, 10th, 11th grade year, when it comes to your senior year, it's all about implementing your strategy. You've activated it in your junior year. All the things you went through and you thought about 9th, 10th, 11th, 9th, 10th grade, you activated all of that your junior year. And in your 12th grade year, it's all about implementing the strategy so that you can master it and win the money you need. All right. Y'all let me know if this was helpful. Y'all drop a comment. If y'all have any questions, y'all let me know. Drop a comment. I'm going to take a couple more minutes before we head out today to talk about your college years, what you should do while you're in college to win scholarships to go to college and graduate debt-free. Y'all let me know if you have a question, thought, what have you. The strategy I just gave you is the same strategy I used. I spent middle school, high school, serving my community through my Boys and Girls Club, my church, different ventures, different efforts I was a part of, building those relationships. I'm glad it was helpful. Good to see you. Building those relationships, and that's what propelled me my senior year. I'm glad I could help, most definitely. That's what helped me move forward my senior year, was because I had built those relationships. Life is all about relationships. Most people say, oh, money is the most important thing you need in life. No, because money is simply paper. If you burned it up in front of your face, now it has no value. But relationships are more important than money. Why are relationships more important than money? Because no matter what you seek to accomplish or achieve in life, you will always need people to help you get there. And sometimes it's the relationship or the person that someone else you know is connected to that opens the door for you. So above all else, always seek to build new relationships, and not just build them or establish them, but to continue to develop them, to work on them. Stay in contact with these people. Let them know, hey, I'm going into my senior year, applying for scholarships. I plan to go to USC and study filmmaking. I just want to give you an update on what's going on in life with me. How are you? Just talk to people, y'all. Literally, that's what opens doors. It literally opens doors for you. And sometimes these people know people who are their company, their friend's company may be giving away a scholarship, and they tell you about it and then you go apply for it. That's happened to me so many times. But think about your senior year. If you built a relationship with the guidance counselor, the person responsible for helping you to apply for scholarships at your high school during your junior year, they know you very well. And 9 times out of 10, they're going to take the steps necessary, the extra steps necessary to ensure that you go to college and graduate debt-free. How do I know? Shout out to Ms. Dale McKinney of George Washington High School. She was not even my assigned guidance counselor during my senior year of high school. She wasn't assigned to me. She wasn't responsible for helping me make sure I took my classes. But I saw her every day, and she sent me emails, called me out of class, made sure I had the scholarships that were the best fit for me to help me go to college and graduate debt-free. She reviewed my essays. She took the extra time to help me win the money. I'm not saying every guidance counselor is going to be like Miss McKinney. But for those who have a heart of service, they will be more like Miss McKinney because they're down to make sure you succeed because you've done extra work to ensure that you succeed as well. Ms. Harold said, Lord, yes, very helpful. We started late with my second son, but we will be better equipped for our youngest. He isn't as strong as a student as his brother, but we know some of the strategies to help him. Most definitely. And a strong student is just not defined. A student isn't just defined by the GPA. Most students that are the best students are often defined by their heart of service and what they're doing for their communities, even if they have a B or C average. And that is sometimes initiated, not for everyone, but by their own household challenges or seeing firsthand what other people need and knowing that comes from a place of experience. I'm trying to make sure y'all can see me, IG. Y'all forgive me for moving the camera and all that stuff. Ms. Harold said, nope, no Miss McKinney, but we had a blessing named Miss Danielle. I'm glad I can help. I'm here to help whatever way I can. All right, so let's look at your college years while you're in college. Oftentimes, what most college students have to overcome is the fear of rejection, meaning that you're scared someone would tell you no. Most college students become fearful of what other people think of them. If you start a GoFundMe campaign in college, you're scared your friends are going to think you don't have any money, because when you get in college, everyone's situation isn't the same. Everyone comes in on different playing fields. You don't know most times you don't know what your friends' finances look like in college because y'all are in a little petri dish or a bubble and you only see each other every day. You may not see your friend who's getting picked up at a Maserati after school in high school versus the friend who's getting picked up in a 97 Ford Corolla. whatever, Toyota Corolla. You may not see that. So you don't necessarily know where everyone comes from unless they're telling you. And oftentimes you have to get over the fear of people laughing at you or people talking down on you in college because they realize you don't come from a wealthy financial background. But let me tell you this. If you spend your time focused on what other people think of you, you will miss an opportunity to help you propel and succeed. Because a true friend, a good friend, is not going to talk bad on you if you're trying to take the steps necessary to get better, to do better in life. If you're trying to figure out how to pay for college and graduate debt free, and you choose to create a GoFundMe campaign to do that, and your friends laugh at you, the question is, are they really your friends? Because if they know that's what you need money to go to school, why should they be laughing at you? They probably need money too. Everybody, I think it's wise to try to get someone else's money, use someone else's money to pay for college without it having to come out of your pocket or without you having to take out a loan. That's extremely wise. I commend you for that. I don't condemn you for that. I commend you for that. And so don't be afraid of what other people think. And you have to ask yourself, if I'm so concerned with the opinions of others, have I not taken the time to assess my own self-worth? If someone else's opinion of me matters so much to me, well, what do I think of myself? Am I not confident in my abilities? Am I not confident in who I'm supposed to become? I'll be quite honest with y'all. I don't care what other people think. I came on here with a scarf today. I'm learning how to do my hair. Quarantine has got me in the house. I'm not ready to go back to the beauty shop. If you all don't know, I've been a natural girl my whole life. I don't know how to do my hair. I literally had to buy shampoo and conditioner for one of the first times in my adulthood so I could wash my own hair. I didn't know how to wash my hair. I go to the shop and get my hair washed and get it twisted and braided. That's not something I've ever had to do. But I'd rather learn how to do it now in the midst of quarantine and the risk going to a shop. And I'm just not ready yet. COVID is still alive and well. That's just my personal opinion. So don't be afraid to do what looks crazy to some people. Don't be willing to suffer in silence because you're scared of what other people think. I'll be honest with you. My sister said, I know that's right. Corona is making us explore new talents. 100%. I'll be honest with you. And most people who went to high school with me, they can attest to this. I walked around high school every day with a orange folder, expandable folder that had zebra print on the front of it. And it contained all my scholarship applications, all my copies of my resume, my transcripts, my letters of recommendation, everything. That was $100,000 expandable folder, because that's how much money I won in high school, more than $100,000. And I walked around that I'll carry that every single day while I was in high school. People were like, Danielle, why you always got this orange binder? Why you always got this orange folder? You always got extra stuff. You're a nerd, you bookworm, yeah. But baby, guess what? That's what I needed to make sure I graduated debt free. Yes, that good old accordion folder, 100%. So when you're in college, you have to continue the things you did during your junior year. Now, this is a question most students ask me. Can students who are in college win scholarships? Yes, 100%. I won $100,000 in 5 months as a high school senior. I went to college and graduated debt free, having won more than $200,000 in scholarships. So I doubled my scholarship earnings while I was in college. Dough for Degrees is a $2 billion scholarship spreadsheet. I literally have a spreadsheet on my website. Legit, go to my website. I'll show you how to get to it on IG because I can flip my camera. YouTube, I'm going to drop the link to my website and you all will see it as I'm describing it if you visit my website. I literally have a spreadsheet on my website. It's free. It has more than $2 billion in scholarship opportunities on it for you to apply for. And these are scholarships I've been adding to this spreadsheet since I was a sophomore in college. Legit. My sister said, yes, a debt-free nerd. 100%. I don't care what anyone else thinks of me. I don't get my opinion. Your opinion of me doesn't define me. All right, y'all. So let's go. YouTube, once again, go to my website. I'm getting ready to walk you through how to access this spreadsheet, $2 billion in scholarships. If you go to my website, doughfordegrees.com, IG, you see this pop up right here. It says scholarship email update. Subscribe to this email list for a free list of $2 billion in scholarships and more. Go ahead, type in your name right here. After you do that, type in your email. It should send you an email within the next 10 to 15 minutes that has that spreadsheet. Let me show you all that spreadsheet real quick while I have it up. It's called the Dough for Degree Scholarship Spreadsheet. And if you pull it up, it's the weekly scholarships tab. These are all these different scholarships I've been inputting since I was in school. I typically add 25 new scholarships to this spreadsheet every week. You'll have to go through them and see if they're a good fit for you. But once again, if you go ahead and subscribe to the email list, you'll get this. It'll send this to you. Send the link to access it. All right. There are a lot of options on here. I'm still adding some, as you can see. Individual scholarships, I thought I was going to go through and add them individually, add the eligibility criteria. That didn't work too well, so I went back and just added the links because it's subject to change all the time. All right. And then also, here's some scholarship databases on this spreadsheet where you can also find additional scholarships, places to search for scholarships with a little description as well. And if you're interested in looking for some internships and fellowships, I just have a few of them up here that you can check out too. All right, so just go ahead. Once again, go to the site, doughfordegrees.com, fill out this pop-up, and you should get an email within the next 10 to 15 minutes telling you how to access this spreadsheet. Okay. All right, so that's while you're in college. Also, while you're in college, you want to continue to do community service. You want to knock out at least 10 hours of community service per week. Why? Because now you're in a new environment. So establish yourself as a key player in that environment, a student who is doing well, who's excelling outside the classroom, and who's invested in the success of their community. It's simply doing all the things you did during your 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade, again, throughout your college years, and getting the money you need. Scholarship process is simple. It's repetitive. You should do the same thing over and over. I love y'all. I've enjoyed this conversation. We went an extra 20 minutes a day. Y'all let me know if it was helpful. Drop a comment with any questions you all have. I'm getting ready to wrap up and close out. Can an internship be community service? Yes, if you're not getting paid for it. If you're getting paid for an internship, it's not community service. Adana asked that question on IG, y'all. Thank you. My dad said, good job. My sister said, this was great. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad I was able to help. Let me know. Don't forget that ebook on my site, How to Win a Scholarship, is available for you to purchase today to get your scholarship game plan. It's not even full of a lot of text. It's full of like 13 videos, and it's an interactive ebook. Go check it out. I love y'all. Have a fantastic Sunday. I will talk to you all soon. For anyone who wants to get in contact with me, the link to contact me is on my website. It's in the About page. It's on the About page of my YouTube channel. It's in my the link in my bio on IG. Okay? Love y'all. Talk to you later.